minute! Who are you?
Okay, welcome back all. So, I divided opinion last night with yesterday's concept with the general. It's interesting reading the comments, so today we drop back into something more mainstream. So the general was a bit niche, let's say, but this character we've done a concept on today, I'm sure you'll have all heard of him. So today's video is all about the Predator. Like, honestly, the Predator would be such an amazing addition to the game, and a view that is widely shared. If you go onto YouTube on searches, people have made videos about the Predator being on Dead by Daylight. Now, okay, I can hear you all pressing that dislike button and typing Predator Hunting Grounds is out. How's that gonna work? Just hear me out on this. I know there's a game called Predator Hunting Ground out now, all about the Predator, but that's not going to stop me doing this concept because the Predator would be an amazing character to add in there. So some of you might have lived under a rock or had an extremely sheltered life and are looking at the screen now asking who is the Predator. So let me explain. If you haven't seen the movies and going to watch them, then there could be some spoilers, so skip the next bit. Right, the Predator first made an appearance in 1987 as the main antagonist in the movie called Predator. The Predator is a hunter species that comes to Earth to hunt. In the first film, it took out an elite army unit before finally meeting its match against Dutch, aka Arnie, Big Arnie. The movies brought out a number of sequels and spin-offs, but the less we talk about them, the better really. So, alright, maybe a bit harsh because Predator 2 wasn't actually bad, and to be honest, the rest of the movies are actually watchable. If you haven't seen them, I would recommend giving them a watch. So, ultimately, the Predator is an intergalactic hunter, and it could be brought in to DVD as a new killer. So, there are a few things to note. Predator only hunts people who are armed and have a strict code of honour, so how would that fit into DVD? Would be interesting, but let's have a look at how the Predator would fit into the game. Now, a little quiz for you, Dead by Daylight is watching this. So Danny Glover, who was the main star of Predator 2 and could be a potential survivor in the game, already has connections to Dead by Daylight. Do you know how? If you don't, stay tuned till the end and all will be revealed. Okay, so the Predator's backstory. So let's have a look at his attributes altogether first. So difficulty, I've put him down as easy. The character info, he's called the Yatuja. I hope I said that right. So basically that's the name for the Predators. So the Yatuja, known colloquially as the Predators or Hunters, are an extraterrestrial species characterised by their hunting of other dangerous species for sport and honour, including, unfortunately for us, humans. Now, I've called this chapter The Thrill of the Hunt. It's a catchline from the first movie. Like I said, his attributes, he's got 4.6 meters per second speed, he's 32 meter terror radius, and he is tall. He's very tall. Alright, so the Yatuja are a sentient humanoid race that breathe an atmosphere similar to that of Earth's, but possess a level of technological, I can't spit my words out, advancement far in excess of anything available to humans. So the Predators stalk and kill the prey using a combination of highly advanced technology such as active camouflage and energy weapons, combined with comparatively primitive traditional weapons such as blade spears and nets. The Predators often mutilate the prey and usually claim a trophy from their kills. Capable of interstellar travel in starships, the Predators have hunted on Earth for centuries, and have also had prior contact with the engineers. Again, you'll have to check up on that. There is a story behind that. They've been known to deliberately breed xenomorphs in order to hunt them, often as part of a ritual for young predators. So, as always, we've got the Predator's powers and 3 teachable perks. If you are familiar with the movies, you know there isn't really much that the Predators can't do in regards to movement and powers. So what we've got to do, we've got to be conscious that we don't break Dead by Daylight. I don't want to break the mechanics of the game, introducing a character that can climb trees, stalk from above, things like that. As tempting as it is and as fun as it would be for us killer mains, I don't think it'll be much fun for survivors, and as I say, we'll break the game. We've usually seen feedback from survivors when a new killer comes out that changes the dynamic slightly. Everyone panics, everyone has a meltdown because it's not a norm. So putting in a Predator with all these abilities will have people breaking down. So that being said, it's the freaking Predator, man. This killer should demand respect. If this came into the game, if I see anyone teabagging or pointing to the ultimate killer machine in the galaxy, it's going to spoil the myth, and he's just a general badass. You know, this character is a badass. So survivors, you see him, you run. Let's have a look at the powers that he was given. Alright, so his powers is called Hunter's Instinct. So he is an adept hunter capable of destroying any prey that gets in his path. So he has got 3 powers. The first one is a tactical cloak. Now, for all you killers out there and survivors who have come across a wraith, you might be quite familiar with this. So he's able to cloak freely at his own will. Once cloaked, the Atu jet becomes undetectable and will have its movement speed reduced to 4.4 meters per second. He's able to hit survivors while cloaks, but once he's hit you, he's going to run cloaks. So that's where the balancing comes in. So obviously, Wraith doesn't slow down when he's cloaked. However, he can't hit you. This is an alternative. Predator can cloak and can hit you, but they move at a slow speed. Hitting a survivor whilst cloaked will disable the ability to cloak until energy is collected. So whilst cloaked, energy will drain at a slow rate. His next power, which links into that, is called energy transfer. So whilst tactical cloak is disabled, an energy transfer will be made across the Predator's equipment. So energy will be transferred towards a plasma cannon, which, depending on the amount of energy available, will put survivors into a dying state. The plasma cannon at full energy will be able to perform up to 4 weaker blasts or 2 strong blasts. Strong blasts are completed when you hold the primary button for at least 3 seconds. If you overhold the primary power button, you will cause the cannon to short out. So for all you people about to play Billy today, you'll know all about the cooldowns. I know it's RIP Billy, but the Predator is going to have similar powers. That's going to also remove 10% of your energy. When you both tactical cloak and the plasma cannon have no energy left, you will be forced to collect energy. Now, how do you do that, I hear you say? So energy is collected by interacting with a generator or exegate. The Predator will absorb energy, bringing power back to his equipment. If he hasn't absorbed enough energy to get equipment energy levels over 50%, the plasma cannon will be active, however he won't be able to cloak. Energy is collected at a rate of 5% per second. Generators that have had energy collected from them will regress for 3 seconds at base. Now, the good thing about this, again, for the balance side of things, getting your energy is going to take a long time, so you have to be tactical with it. Now, the other thing as well is you can only get the powers from generators that have been worked on. So you're going to have to go put gem pressure, guys. You can't go to a dead gen and try to get power off it. It's not going to work. You need some energy there, and you can only get that from powered generators. When I say powered, not fully powered, but the generators that have been worked on. So his last power is the Yatuja Leap. So when holding the primary power button with no energy left, you perform a leap that travels up to 32 meters a second. So I did say we don't want to break the game. Does this break the game? I don't know. Comment below. This leap will take 4 seconds to charge up and will have a landing point revealed to you. So imagine you get used to where you're going to land, like a bit like the nurse with her blinks. So this leap can be cancelled, but will cause you to be slowed down for a short duration. If a survivor is within the leap's radius on landing, they will lose 1 health state. This ability has a cooldown of 20 seconds, so you can jump the friggin' map. Yeah, you can jump 32 meters. Now, like I said, didn't want to break the dynamics of the game, but that is a much better concept than actually being able to climb the trees, for example, because that's going to probably cause a lot of issues. So that's his powers there. So what do you think, guys? Right, let's move on to his perks. So as always, 3 teachable perks. So the first one is called Accurate Impersonation. If you've seen the films, these all should hopefully shed a bit of light into what they do, because these have been done in the film. So you lure in your prey by acting like one of them. When hitting survivors twice, this perk activates. When a survivor is within 20 meters of you, they become oblivious and will start to hear the cries of an injured survivor. These sounds will become louder as the survivor gets closer to you. So this perk has a cooldown of 60, 50 and 40 seconds. So activating this perk will make the survivor oblivious after you've hit them twice, and they're going to start hearing injured survivors around them. So just to mess with their brain a bit. Alright. So his second perk is called Worthy Trophy. So you are impressed by your prey's courage, which makes you more bloodthirsty than before. So if 5 totems are cleansed, the perk activates. All survivors that cleanse the totem will have their action speeds reduced by 40, 45 and 50 seconds. With the exception of vaulting and pallet dropping speeds. So basically, because people are going to look and go, my god, 50% reduction in action speed, but that's in regards to the generators, opening doors, things like that. However, you have to break 5 totems. You know, you get them people that go, right, this killer's not getting no head, we're going to go cleanse all the totems. It's basically punishing that. If that happens, and don't forget, all the survivors are cleanser totem. So if you've got one guy who's Mr. Eager, he's gone around cleansing every totem, hasn't helped you with a gen, you know, we've all come across those people, he's going to be seriously affected. Alright, so quite a nice perk there. So his last perk is called Delusional Prayer. Now, what is this all about? So, your supposed injuries make your prey too comfortable, so after being stunned by a pallet 3 times, you will start to bleed. That's right, the killer is going to start to bleed. If you've seen the movies, it's nice green oozy blood. Survivors that step in your blood trails will have the aura revealed to you for 3 seconds. They will be oblivious while standing on the blood trails and will remain oblivious for 3 seconds after stepping off of the blood trails. Blood trails will last for 20, 30 and 40 seconds. Again, fits in really well with the film when I've put it as a caption there, if it bleeds we can kill it. That was said by Dutch in the first movie. So when it's injured, it starts bleeding green, shit all over the place. Now, if you stand on that, a bit like the trails from Pyramid Head. So when you stand on that, it will give you the oblivious status. And also, your aura is going to be revealed to the killer. That's if you know, it helps the killer out a bit if you're coming across some teams, if you're stunned 3 times. So yeah, fits in really well with the film. So again guys, let me know what you think. I love the feedback I receive about these concepts. The feedback that you guys give me is amazing. Drop a comment, let me know. Okay, so let's look at the map now. Right, new map's very interesting for me. For me, it has to be a jungle. No ifs or buts about it. So the jungle is where it's happened and a nice big open space. I don't want it as big as Armand though, because Armand can go and get fucked basically. I hate that map. We want the jungle to have a nice dark atmosphere, and I think that would be really amazing. That's a setting for the first film. It's set, a couple of other Predator films are set in a jungle as well. This goes hand in hand with the survivor. The survivor that I'd really like to see added to this game would be none other than Dutch. So we've got Big Arnie played Dutch in the original film, and I'm not going to lie, there was some fantastic moments from the film and some great one-liners from the big man himself. So yeah, so that's what I think about that. Now, another alternative is Danny Glover. So Danny Glover was a character from Predator 2, so he was the main protagonist on that game. I did ask you earlier what his connection was, and if you did scream at the screen saying he is Detective Tapp, then well done you. You get an A+ for your excellent Saw/Predator knowledge. So Detective Tapp we already have. Now, this means nothing, it's just another character from another movie, but I quite like the connection there. So if we get Danny Glover in again, we've already got him in once as Detective Tapp, let's get him in again as his character from Predator 2. Let's talk Maury as well. Now, Maury for the Predator has to be one thing and one thing only. Yes, he's going to lay you down on the floor and pull your spine and skull out. Maybe it's a bit too extreme for Dead by Daylight, I don't know, but that's what I'd like to see on there. Any other suggestions about Maury, guys, just drop in the comments below. Anyway, I'm probably waffling a bit now, so hope you enjoyed the videos, guys and girls. We have a few more concepts to do. I'm trying to get some gameplays out there as well, but at the minute, focusing my attention on the concepts, but the gameplays will come out soon. Now, just before you guys go, I really appreciate love I'm getting in terms of comments and subs at the moment. I'm only 7 subs away from 500. 500 might sound like not a lot to you guys, but honestly to me, it's absolutely amazing. So I do appreciate all the comments, good or bad. If you have put bad comments on, I don't actually mind it, you know. The whole point of putting these concepts out is to get some idea of what people are thinking, so I don't see them as bad comments, I just basically see them as feedback on there. Keep your thoughts and questions coming, guys, and if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoy the content, want to see more, then press that button and click the notification, guys, just to keep up to date with all the other videos on my channel. Alright, thanks guys.